Hey, what's up, guys? It is Wednesday, November 15th, and I am 6 months sober today. Well, from alcohol. I've been eating some gummies from time to time, smoking a little vape here and there. I was never really into smoking weed or anything anyway, but the gummies are cool for sleeping and stuff. I stopped drinking May 15th. That was the last day. There's a few reasons why I stopped. First off, I'll just say that, I wasn't like an alcoholic or anything like that. My dad drank all of his life, and he was a bit of an alcoholic. I think, it maybe stems from there a little bit, sort of in the way of just like kind of acting ridiculous, when he was drunk, when I was younger, just to the way that I would get from time to time. Like, I wasn't like a mean drunk or anything like that. I was actually really happy and like quirky and just stupid and silly. There were definitely some nights where I overdid it over the years. I remember last summer, it was 2022, we played at Secrets, and after our set, we went into the nightclub and there was a cover band playing, and I stood by the bar like an idiot. People were just passing me shots left and right, and it was dumb to stand there, first off, but I got pretty lit up. It was fun. Of course it was fun. It was like me and my wife and a bunch of our friends and the band guys and stuff. A friend of mine that was there that night sent me a video of me dancing like a fool, And I was like, man, is that what it looks like from afar? I'm like a giraffe, dude. I'm already like, you can spot me a mile away. So acting like that, oh man, it was dumb. It was silly. It was harmless, really. But I was like, man, I don't want to look like that, The worst part was I didn't really remember doing that. There was another day I woke up in a hotel room somewhere, got in the shower, and I went to get dressed. My clothes were wet in the suitcase, and I was like, what is this? And I'd pissed in my suitcase. That was a few years ago. That started to make me think. I was like, okay, I can't be pissing in my suitcase. I'd never done that before. And in 2019, we did a sober tour. We did Sober October, and it was fine for the most part. I mean, a couple of guys fell off, and that's fine because we've been drinking for so long at the shows and stuff. It was just what you do, I did take a shot on our Halloween show that year, but it was towards the end of the month. I was like, whatever. I think I'd actually started a week before the tour started, like in October. So it was like, I actually started in like end of September. So I kind of figured I already got my month in. But then, pandemic hits, drinking more IPAs, hanging out at the house, there's a brewery opened up down the street, we go outside. It was great, I started to feel worse with drinking. Like, I would drink half a beer and start like feeling very tired and just sort of like out of it and just kind of like, ugh, like bummed out. And I was like, you know what? I'm not really even enjoying this. Like, why am I even doing this? Why am I drinking? We got back to touring and we're playing shows, and I was drinking maybe a beer a night, sometimes half a beer a night, because I just wasn't feeling it, I wrote this song called Social Drinker that we dropped in 2020. That song was about my struggles with it. Again, not so much like alcoholism, but just like missing the party aspect of it, like the communal part of it, taking shots with people, having beers on stage, just having the look, the vibe of it. I came to realize that like drinking was more about a vibe for me. So towards the end of it, I didn't really care to do it anymore. I tried sobriety it ended up being 106 days back in 2020, I believe. And it was weird, because my wife at the time, she wasn't ready for that, because we'd always drank together and had fun, and she wasn't sure how to process it, and it was also temporary. It was like, I don't know, I'm just gonna see whatever, see how long it goes, whatever. Got to 106 days, I took a drink of beer, and that was it, Then, as I said, we got back into the touring. I just wasn't feeling it. So I made some promo videos like last Christmas time, 2022, for a project called Callisto that I produced and played on and stuff. So I made some promo videos to help, push it when it was time. And those videos came out, about 4 months after I'd done them. So like, we're talking like April maybe. And earlier this year, I really dialed back the drinking. I was working out a lot. I was eating a lot better. I wasn't having like midnight snacks, and I was fasting. I was just doing the thing. It was great. And then these videos started coming out in like April. I just saw it in my face. I was like fat face, purple lines under my eyes, bags, I was like, oh my God, I look terrible. And I started thinking about my dad. And my dad passed away in 2016. He didn't take very good care of himself. He was in bad shape when he went. I was like, you know what? I don't want to go that way. I don't want to look like that. I want to feel like he probably did. I didn't like the way I was feeling when I was drinking. And those last few beers that I had, again, it was just like it just kind of gave me a gross feeling. I was just over it. I was just over it. Finally, I was ready. So May 15th, I stopped drinking. And I will say that it hasn't really been hard. It hasn't been hard. I wouldn't consider myself an alcoholic. I was mostly drinking because it was just sort of expected and it's just what you did. I've been drinking professionally for 20 years, you know, at our shows and stuff. And it was how you party. You drink, you have a good time. Take shots, drink beers, you know, it's just what you did. I was just ready for that to be over, you know. As I said, I do miss it sometimes, like the communal part of it. Drinking non-alcoholic beers, like Corona's got one, there's Heineken Zero, there's Bud Zero, Athletic Brewing, Sam Adams has Just the Haze. There's a lot of different ones. I've even heard that there's non-alcoholic tequilas, so I'd like to try that actually. So when I feel like I need to be in the vibe, like when I'm playing shows and stuff, you know, I'll just drink those, and that helps. It definitely helps. It makes me feel like I'm a part of it, and that's the part that I'm getting over now. Is just sort of like, okay, I don't even really need that stuff anymore. I don't even need the non-alcoholic drinks anymore because it's pretty pointless when you think about it. You know, at this point, just drink a soda because you're still getting calories, or sometimes just drinking a carbonated drink like LaCroix or a Liquid Death or, you know, a Perrier or something with a lime in it. That helps, you know. But just in the last couple months, as I was approaching this 6-month mark, I started thinking, yeah, you know what? I think I'm done for good. It wasn't definite at the time that I, you know, went off. I wasn't sure if I was 100% just gonna quit or if I was gonna take just a long break or what. But recently, I can say that I'm pretty good with it now. I don't need it. I never needed it. You know, it was a crutch. It was a way to get through shows that seemed like they were gonna be a drag. Doing 4-hour bar gigs. It was like some of those brutal, punishy gigs, being the acoustic guy in the corner for 4 hours, nobody cares. So you drink, you know. I've played a lot of shows now without any booze, and that's fine. You know, there are people out there that struggle very hard with this. I'm not trying to sound self-righteous or anything like that. If you're dealing with addiction and you want to quit, you can. Get the help that you need. If you're someone who's fine and doesn't think they need to stop drinking, I mean, by all means, you know, I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm just relaying my situation and my choices, you know. I know there's some people out there though that would like to quit, but they're not exactly sure how, and they're not sure how people will deal with that around them because it's so ingrained in us. There's booze in everything now, you know, there's booze at movie theaters, you know, it's everywhere. And it's a hard decision to make at first. If you're that person that wants to quit or dial it back a lot, try the NA beers, man. They really do work. It's been fine, you know. What has changed? I definitely feel better in the mornings. I'm not taking full advantage. I'm not working out as much as I was earlier this year. I'm not eating as well. I still have a kind of a shitty diet. So I haven't harnessed the full potential yet, but I plan to. That's something else I'm working up to. Of course, the holidays are coming. But this is a process, and you know, this is basically just a 6-month update at this point. I feel better. It's nice to get up early. It's nice to not feel like shit. It's nice to not have bags under my eyes. I know that if I do have bags under my eyes, it's because I didn't get enough sleep. There's no hangover. It's just, it feels good. It feels good. You know, that's all I can say about it. I know this decision doesn't come lightly for a lot of people out there. So take your time. Everybody's got to figure it out for themselves. I hope maybe this gives you some motivation, maybe some inspiration, to make that jump. But anyway, thanks for watching. Here's to another 6 months. See you at the shows.